da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oscar. Da da. Sorry, I was watching Bluey.
It's like, what is this? I've never seen Bluey before, actually.
Brian, I'll talk about it. It'll be my free for all. We'll talk about it. We're gonna get sued for that. All right. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Fourtress of, a podcast about movies, TV shows, video games, and lots of pop culture nerd things. My name is Oscar. I'll be one of your hosts today, and with me, per usual, is Brian, also known as the Beard, and new reliable and the Spider-Man villain, Mr. Negative, on a Dragon Ball Z redemption arc. What's up, Brian?
What's going on? I'm not coming with nearly as much energy as you just did after that Bluey bit, so I apologize in advance.
Bluey has inspired me.
Listen, I hear it's good.
It's great. Yes, listeners, it is just me and Brian right now, but don't worry, the rest of the crew will be here for our main topic later in the show. But, yeah, having a good time. Here we are. Hope the audio doesn't sound too weird. It's a little bit of a different setup here, but if it does, that's why. As usual, listeners, don't forget to check the time codes for any spoilers or sections you want to skip or anything like that. It's all down there. With that, Brian, because we got a pretty big show, and it's going to be 4 of us, so we know we like to talk a lot, and we don't want it to run too long. So, should we get into our first segment of the week?
Let's do it.
News talk.
Listeners, a bit of a fun side thing. It's in the sense that there's no more news, except that we have to go straight into the trailer park this week. So, let's go ahead and do that.
Mob's City.
Do we bring back the Bluey music? I don't know that
song. Spaghetti! I don't know. Listeners, yes, in the trailer park this week, because we had a couple trailers this week. First trailer of the week, teaser trailer. It is for Captain America, Brave New World, the very first Anthony Mackie-led Captain America film. We saw him in the Winter Soldier TV show. He became Captain America at the very end. Now he gets his own shindig with reshoots and all that jazz. Brian, what was your first impression after watching this? I know you're a typical Anthony Mackie hater.
Hater's a strong word. I didn't say hater, but it's like, oh, now we finally get to see if Anthony Mackie gets to be something other than Black Guy number 2. And then they put Giancarlo Esposito in here, and he's darker, so he might be Black Guy number 2. No, I don't know. No, you know why this is going to be a good movie? This is going to be a good movie because Harrison Ford is trying.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, given from the trailer, like, he's emoting. He doesn't seem to be walking through it, which is a good sign.
So this shit's going to slap based on that only. No, I don't. The one thing about Marvel movies, which makes it really hard for me to, like, trailer-wise depict whether or not it'd be a good movie, because they're really good at cutting trailers. That is one of their better things. I don't know if they outsource it. I'm sure they do it in-house, just based on the money that they have. But every trailer always gets me hyped the same way. It's like a Call of Duty kind of like cycle of like, I get really, really hyped, then I actually get the product, and I'm like, oh, this shit sucks. Then I hate it. Yeah, and then I get another one, I'm like, oh shit, I'm really hyped again. This is going to be the one that fixes it. And then I'm pissed off again.
Right. I'm excited. I'm a little hesitant, obviously, just because of the Marvel machine's been a bit of a slower burn.
That's a way to put it kindly.
Look, they might be in the up and up when Deadpool and Wolverine comes out in a couple weeks here. But yeah, I'm digging it. I want this to be good. I mean, everyone wants this to be good. Maybe not everyone. So most, I would say, good human-hearted people want this to be good. I don't want a bad movie. I want this to be good. I want a good Captain America movie. I want Anthony Mackie's Captain America to succeed in his own way and out of the shadow of Chris Evans and Steve Rogers, But I did like the vibe. Obviously, it's very Winter Soldier, espionage, politically type of vibes, which I love. And I love the suit. They did tweak it. I know how much you hated that fucking suit in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So they tweaked it. It looks good. I think it looks a lot better. It looks pretty good in motion. We see the second Falcon homeboy's got his suit. We see a quick second of them flying together. We got a call back to the Eternals. We see the fucking Eternals' hand sticking out of the ocean that we saw at the very end of that movie. So that's fun.
It's almost like we forgot about that. Crazy.
And I think we'll get to the big tease at the end. But honestly, my favorite part of this trailer is the return of Isaiah from the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer or TV show. Isaiah, who was the quote unquote Captain America-esque character that they experimented on back in the whatever was it, World War II? No, past after Steve Rogers froze, obviously, but he fought the Winter Soldier, blah blah blah. He was introduced in that show, and I thought that was one of the best parts of that show. So see him come back, clearly like tries to assassinate Harrison Ford. I'm very interested to see what the hell that's all about. But yeah, I love that actor and that character, so I'm glad to see. I hope he has a decent role, and yeah, I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, for sure. It was a good storyline, and I think it really puts together kind of what they're trying to say with this new Captain America. So we'll kind of see what he faces as a whole, and Red Hulk.
Red Hulk. Brian, do you know who the Red Hulk is in the comics?
I only have played the character in like Marvel vs. Capcom because it was like an unlockable skin. Okay.
I won't spoil who it is, but also I don't know how much of a spoiler.
Oh, do you mean like I know what character it is? Like yes, I do know. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
I don't think it's that. I think everyone knows because it's such a big thing. So I don't mind spoiling this, but listeners, if you do really not know and care, I would skip to the next trailer because this will be the last thing we talk about before we move on. It's typically Harrison Ford is the Red Hulk, which I find hilarious that a straggly old man is going to turn into the Red Hulk.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you like try to like cut the trailer really quickly, you can see his hair, and it's like, yeah, that's what Harrison Ford has hair right there.
Yeah, right. Which I love that thing because notoriously the Thunderbolt Ross is a character with a mustache, which they address in the trailer where he's like, I'm still getting to the new look, and he's like, yeah, it was either cut the mustache off or lose the election. Obviously, because he did replace William Hurt, who sadly passed away last year or this year, who originally played the character. So Harrison Ford stepped in and without a mustache. But I think also they were like, we don't know how to explain the fact that when he turns into the Red Hulk, there's no mustache on the Red Hulk, and then when he turns back to a man, he's got the mustache again. So we're just gonna shave the mustache off. We don't want to get into it.
That's fair. Yeah.
So that's fine. We'll see how that fight goes down and all that shit. But yeah, I think Marvel's also a little grasping.
Do you think Harrison Ford worked out for this?
Absolutely not. But honestly, I think he's in like decent shape for a man in his fucking 80s or whatever. Like after seeing Indiana Jones 5, he goes shirtless in that movie, and it's like,
really
good for you. Like, oh yeah, okay. He's not like Tom Cruise ripped, but like for an 80-year-old man, like yeah, he's a fine, fit man at that age, you know. Yeah. But yeah, very exciting. Coming out next February. Very, very cool. Next up, Gladiator 2. It's been a very long time since the first Gladiator. Ridley Scott is back. Well, let's just hop to the controversy of this trailer, which I don't agree with the people as to why they're upset for the most part, because they're usually it's offensive and being against, and they just don't like it because it's black. But I will say, very weird song choice that I didn't quite like it. Like I was like, oh, they used it because it has the word Coliseum in the song. I didn't need the Jay-Z Kanye West song.
It's just such a weird needle drop. I mean, you know how I kind of feel about that as a whole, that I feel like it's a little soulless, and I don't like movies that just feel the need to put here's random music that we think is cool and a bunch of random parts instead of making your own scores. This movie especially, I watched the first one, and it's whatever. People probably hate me for that. Let's be honest, we only care about this one anyway because Pedro Pascal's in there, and he's very pretty.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Yeah, and we talked about this off air a little bit. My thought process is they had this trailer cut, they outsourced it, so this has nothing to do with tonally what the show or like the movie's actually going to be, and we're all going to be mad at this for nothing. Yeah, it's a bad trailer. Whatever. They'll probably put out another one because of this one's such a bad trailer, and it'll probably be very different. And well, the movie actually sucked. I don't know. Yeah.
I hope it's good. I hope it's at least entertaining. I don't think it's not going to be as good as First Gladiator. There's just no way. But I think it'll be entertaining. And I do wonder. It's a thing that's always wrapped my brain. Is Denzel a good actor? Yes, like objectively, he's a good actor. But man, there are times where I'm like, are you trying in this, bro?
And I think he's gotten to that point where he doesn't have to anymore. So he's very like Nicolas Cage-esque, where it's like, I've accomplished all I want to accomplish. I'm just doing this shit for the paycheck.
Yeah, it's just fun. But look, I mean, there might be some twists and turns. I could see Denzel having a heel turn and end up actually being the bad guy. I could see Pedro Pascal having a a good turn and ended up being maybe an ally to the lead, whose name I don't remember.
It's very much feeling that way for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, if it's got like decent action in it and it's a good story, hey, could be good. Could be good.
It's okay.
A movie 25 years or whatever in the making.
Right, and that's why it's like that's my biggest fear. Honestly, is it's just trying to like, is this gonna be nostalgia bait and that's it? Because if so, then we can leave that at the doorstep.
Yeah, I don't know. But moving on. Terminator Zero, the
What
Netflix
the fuck is
Terminator anime. I like I say is it looks interesting. I don't know if it'll be good.
I don't fuck with Terminator heavy, so that's kind of already a weird space for me. And then I don't know. I'm kind of getting over their animated style. I don't know that
to me it does it kind of even looks slightly different than normal style, which is I'm not crazy about the art style as much. I don't know if it's just because it's very dark, like maybe. Visually very dark and hard to see. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not crazy about it, but who knows?
Yeah, the character design is kind of like whatever. That slow animation with like very few frames is getting kind of weird. I don't know. It seems like they're very much like doing like a lot of the same stuff, like almost like I don't know, like putting a different filter over the same scenes that they might have used from other anime that they've created. I could be completely just bullshitting out my ass, but I don't know. something about the animation stuff I'm starting to get over when it comes to their anime stuff Netflix is making now.
Right. No, I mean, you cannot be wrong. But again, I will stand by. And Netflix should just continue to go down the animation train because it's what they're best at.
I mean, to be fair, it is what they're best at. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll check it out. Unless I hear it's really bad, and then I probably won't. But next and final trailer of the week. It is for a new game that's coming out. It's called Black State. It's what people are saying. It's a Metal Gear meets Portal. I watched it. It wasn't as hyped as I thought it was going to be.
Where's the portal?
Cool. It's in the first 12 seconds. He opens a door and then it's a different area, and then he opens a different door and it's a different area, which could be very cool. But yeah, I don't know if this is actually going to be a good game.
I would say I'm gonna be real. No offense to the developers, this looks like shit. I mean that with love. What it looks like, and I don't want to say it looks like shit. It has that generic Unreal Engine tech demo feel to it.
Yes,
that's really I think what's kind of fucking it up is that it just looks pretty bland, and a lot of those games end up just that being it.
Yeah, it might be a decent looking, pretty tech demo, but yeah, I was a little underwhelmed when I watched it, given the hype that I had heard over the past couple of days. So yeah, it'll come and go. Also, it's got a really dumb, bad name.
Yeah, the gunplay was like looking pretty mid. The skills that he was using were looking pretty mid. I'm trying to see what other fucking games they've made. If they've made it.
This is their first.
Oh.
Which is impressive, to be fair. It's impressive that what you've done here, but yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, good luck to them.
Yes, indeed. Indeed, good luck to them. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I'm not impressed by what I've seen so far. Hopefully that's pretty early in the development, and they'll, I don't know, make it a little more interesting. Because if we're going to call it Metal Gear Solid, we better go full Metal Gear Solid, because that game is pretty intense these days.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think they just said Metal Gear because he's crawling and he crouches like it looks like they ripped some assets straight from Metal Gear 5.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They gotta make it more fun to play because this is not looking very fun.
We'll see. But that's it. That is the trailer park, which means that is the news, Brian. Shall we now move into our main topic of the week then?
Yes, hopefully with all of us.
But first, like we said, we have two of the other hosts to join us. Here we are. We got Alex.
Oh.
I made it! As the dad. Woohoo! And Ron. And Devin, also known as the beard. No, he's the brains. I don't have my notes. You think I'd have my notes after 149 episodes? I'd have it memorized, but I don't. Yes.
Well, I made it. I had special attention to me. I made it physically and audibly.
Yeah, me and Alex are looking at each other in our eyes in real life.
In real life.
Oh, that's very.
I made it. I was on the train, but here I am now.
Yeah.
We're in New York. Oscar's
are.
here.
Incredible.
Liz
Here.
here.
In
And
person.
now we're both on
We're
the same screen.
We're sitting on the
Recording a
same
podcast.
couch, recording to the same microphone. This
we're
is why,
one
listeners,
step
I said at
closer.
the beginning of the episode that I don't know what this audio is going to sound like, but it's going to sound like something.
It's gonna sound
Why?
like something.
We're one
It'll
step
sound
closer
great.
to
We
where we're
tested
all
it.
in the same room recording one day.
One
We
day.
are. One day it'll happen. The last episode of the podcast. Episode 5,000. I don't know.
Oh man.
But yeah, everyone's here, and it is time for our main topic. Once again, we were trapped in yet again another fortress. But this is a fortress that
Ooh.
how to describe this? It's full with a bunch of people that most people do not like, rightfully so, probably. But these might be the exceptions. Who knows? Because we are in the fortress of
Villains that you agree with.
that we agree with. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Brian's idea, and I love this.
Yes.
This is
'Cause
fantastic.
sometimes we know.
Yeah, Brian. So do you want to give a quick rundown on what the hell this is?
So basically, sometimes the heroes are wrong and the villains are right. And sometimes the villains are so right, they have to make them literally psychotic to make them a little more wrong because it looks too awkward when they are. It happens a lot in Batman because we know Batman to be really just a glorified cop with complete immunity. That is a billionaire that doesn't actually help his city outside of beating up petty thieves and crack dealers in the streets. So sometimes they'll have a good point where it's like, yeah, you're kind of fucking up this city and what you're doing is kind of wrong, and we're gonna look a little bit further into that and see if we agree that maybe we're not saying they're right. We're not gonna say they're right, but I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Agreed.
pretty much. Yeah, perfectly said. I think we all have a handful of villains now in our our Rolodex that we're gonna name off of. I guess round robin style. But Brian, since this was your inception of an idea, do you want to check out the first villain for us, and we'll see if we agree with him or not?
Absolutely. So this is going to be an interesting first one that I wonder if you guys will let me use because it's kind of a situation where the protagonist is also the antagonist. We got another
Might be
one
one of
of
mine.
those situations.
It might be one of
I'm going to use one that's probably not yours, but I know it's going to make you think of a very specific one that I'm sure
Okay.
a few people are thinking of right now.
Also, maybe spoilers for this, listeners. I don't know. We'll it'll be a case by case. We'll see.
It's kind of, I mean, it's early spoilers, but it's kind of
I mean-
spoilers for this, what I'm talking about, because I'm talking about the anime Death Note and Light Yagami.
Ooh.
People
interesting.
that aren't familiar with Death Note is basically about a young high school boy named Light Yagami that's kind of like the class president and super smart and super clever and all the girls love him and stuff like that. And he comes across a black book that is actually tied to a Shinigami rather, which is like a Japanese death demon.
Not a ghost.
Essentially,
Okay, yeah.
kind of. There's like a death world, basically. But it's called the Death Note. And he looks into it, and there's some instructions about it. Basically, reads the instructions, and the instructions say that this book can kill anybody if you write their name in the book. The reason I think it's kind of like I'm not saying he's right, but I get it, is because Light Yagami uses his power with the Death Note to actually kill what he considers all evil in Japan. I guess is mostly where this takes place. And he does a pretty good job. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, as far as judgment goes, it's like, who can really judge if someone is good as bad? If one person does that, that's always going to be a situation where it's like, we don't know. Everyone's going to be biased in regards to that. But also, he decreased the crime rate of Japan by like 70% with his crime doing, because everyone's afraid of
Interesting.
what he called his character of death, Kira. And then, of course,
Interesting.
he gets a little too fat-headed because, playing God does have its repercussions. But
Right.
he technically never really did anything wrong up until the end.
It's very very the Thanos effect.
Yes.
Where Interesting.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but wasn't there examples? I didn't really watch it, but I know about it.
He would
Did
kill.
Did he not ever abuse his power and just oh, I don't like your face. You're gone.
So when it gets towards the end, he does have to do some things that aren't morally as well as the beginning because he's trying to protect himself at that point. But before then, he was killing purely criminals, all criminals. He would use the TV, news, things of that nature to kill like pedophiles and mass murderers and things like that.
Right.
And it kind of goes to one of those things where it's like, I don't know, do you believe in rehab versus punishment, or should we have a court of law in these situations? What should happen to those kinds of people? And he, of course, overstepped that all by killing them.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I mean, I remember, I haven't seen all of Death Note, but I do remember when it started, he was kind of testing it out on like some pretty nefarious people. So yeah, I mean, if you could use that on like the CEOs of like oil companies and stuff, like that's great. Go for it. Like, knock yourself out. The Supreme Court? Oh, Death Note all of them right now.
All right, the FBI is going to be showing up at our doorstep. Great, awesome, cool for that.
Right? God damn it, Devin.
We can cut it if we need to, but we're all thinking the same thing. Okay, maybe this is bad timing considering the events.
Considering what just happened.
But
right.
Your Honor, all I said was I wish they got death noted.
It's an anime, sir. It's an anime. Just
It's an anime.
It's not real. Brian, I'm buying what you're selling. I'm buying it. I'm on Light Yagami. Just not a bad guy.
Look, I've never seen a frame of this show or the bad live action Netflix thing, but I'm a sheep. I'll say yeah, sure, why not?
Maybe
do whatever.
Maybe this is what we should make you watch next Oscar, because I think you'd actually enjoy Death Note.
You've been telling me to watch this, so this is the one that's on the list. I need to watch it.
Probably the climax of the show might
I've seen
change
the
our
last
opinion.
episode with a friend. It was pretty cool.
Did you say the climax might change my opinion?
Yeah,
The ending
what he does
sucks.
at the end might change our opinion.
You can tell they took a lot of time off from the manga.
With that sentence, I think that I gotta say no. It sounds like a pretty shitty guy by the end. So he's also like I don't think I could trust
The high school boy
with a high schooler.
I just kind of remember he's a high school boy.
He definitely has a little bit.
No.
He's definitely got a little bit of incel-y energy. Wouldn't you agree, Brian?
You know what?
Yes.
I hard pass. I forgot he's a high school boy. No, I can't do that. I do not want to give a high school boy godlike power.
Definitely like a tortured soul. Like, just nobody understands me. A little bit of that. But
Listen, just don't do bad things.
I think
you won't be able to
that's a
live.
good pick. It's a good pick, though. It's a good pick.
That's good. That's solid.
Should we go order of appearance next? Like
Yeah,
usual?
that's good. That's good.
I wasn't last. So that's
Okay,
cool.
so that's me next. I'll go next. I have a bunch. I'm trying to narrow one. I'll go with video game one, because this one I feel like you guys tell me, because this one I had trouble. It's in the similar vein as Brian, in the sense of this is a moment in the game. I'll say spoilers from here if no one's ever played this decade-old game. It's because it's kind of when the hero turns into a villain, and the villain, you're not sure if they're the villain anymore. And it's The Last of Us. I'm talking about Marlene and maybe Joel. I don't know. This is where it's up for debate. But for Marlene, I cut that child's head open. Fucking save the world. Yes, like I agree.
Okay.
Cut her head open. I'm sorry, Joel. You're the villain.
This is a
But again, that's where it gets weird. Like, should I be arguing for Joel because he turns into the villain, in my opinion, at the end? Or should I be arguing for the Marlene because I'm playing as Joel and she is the antagonist and therefore the villain? Also, she does want to cut a child's head open, but it's to save the world. So I'm going to argue for Marlene's sake in the sense that I'm sorry. It's the fate of the world. It's the fate of the fucking world.
I'm gonna, that's they're not bad points. I'm gonna go as the expert dad among the four of us.
You're gonna fuck the world, aren't you?
I would choose Marlene until it's my kid, and then I'm like, I'm going full Joel. Like, fuck everybody. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You traveled with this kid for a year.
That's my baby. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah,
No way.
and also, I don't think in either the game or the show I don't think they really like sell that. Like it's the only way we can find the cure is to kill her. It's
Kill a
like,
child,
couldn't you
correct.
just take a few? Couldn't you start with a few
How
blood
about a
samples?
blood sample?
Look,
Like,
I
maybe-
think in the game they do. Not maybe not the show, but in the game, if you find some collectible documents and some tape recordings, I'm pretty sure they would have saved the world.
Oh, you find the documents in
the game,
in the hospital.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and you can listen to like some tapes from Marlene. I think, from my memory, I'm pretty sure they were pretty certain that they could have done something with her brain.
This is some pretty. This is
Why
pretty
you
light
need the whole?
evidence,
Why you need the
though,
whole
like-
brain?
Look, you
I'm
gotta take
pretty
that
sure I'm
risk.
buying
This
a
is
gun.
the world.
Listen, the way I see it is in the real world, if I'm in this apocalyptic world and everything's happening and I don't know Ellie and Joel, I don't have any connection to these people, and someone just tells me, listen, this shit-eating orphan has to die in order to save the world. We're killing the shit-eating orphan. We're killing this shit. We're doing it. What do you mean? Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about
That's
it.
true.
I have no relation with
Yeah.
this, but I can save my life and everyone else's life? That's crazy.
Dang, I
Yeah,
mean, maybe if
yeah.
they just sit there and explain to him the medical procedure and why it's necessary, I feel like maybe that
There's
would
no
make it better.
way.
Yeah.
Maybe, but yeah,
But
to
not-
be
maybe
fair,
not to Joel,
they
though, yeah.
handled it in a bad way, and they're like, "Nah, fuck it, get out, or we'll kill
Yeah.
you."
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
They did not handle that situation very well.
They forgot that Joel is a super soldier, so
Yeah,
It's
killed a
true.
lot of people.
He's got dad strength.
I mean,
Yeah.
if it's the only way to save the world, then I'm with you. But I need to be sold on that.
There's no way to guarantee. I feel
It's true.
Like also,
yeah, but they're in a world where, like, I think they were trying to make like a play on ethics, but in a world where ethics hardly exist already because of the apocalypse, it's really hard to fight against like the killing of that child to potentially save the world. Like in normal medicine, absolutely not. We have better ways to go about this, please.
Mhm.
But I don't know if they got that in this world anymore. They barely got water, right?
yeah. Given
It's
that
true.
the
In this
apocalypse-
world, yeah, in the world where like this might be the only chance we have of anything positive happening medically, you got to take that chance. I think you got to do it.
Nah, fuck it. Humanity will be okay.
Yeah, maybe so.
But all right, okay, all right. That's yeah. Also, Joel villain. By the
Joel
way.
villain, 100%, no
Yeah,
question.
he's full villain by the end. Yeah, that's for sure.
He literally ruined the earth and then died. He fucking what the fuck?
Killed. He tore apart about 30 to 40 families in that last scene. So
Single-handedly.
killed a lot of people that did not deserve it.
Sure did.
All right, well, I'll go next. I got a solid one. I don't think there's anything wrong with this person.
Whoa.
And that's Poison Ivy from Batman.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mhm.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
All she's
That was gonna be mine.
trying to do.
That was gonna be
all
my
she's
first
trying
pick.
to do is save the fucking Captain
Yes.
Planet.
Oh,
She just
Yes.
happens
It's
to.
like-
It
Yes.
just happens to have boobs,
Yes.
and maybe she thirst trap, but like,
Yes.
and maybe kill.
Yes.
She probably.
Batman's just a hater.
What's wrong with that?
you know?
What's wrong with that?
Batman's a
She uses
hater.
a little bit of mind control. What's wrong with that?
A little bit of mind control, a little bit of mascara.
I'm pretty
whatever.
sure she's a murderer. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure.
I mean,
A la Harley
semantics.
Quinn, she's a.
Nope. But, hey, Poison Ivy is an eco-terrorist, and she's
She is
doing
an
this for the
eco-terrorist,
planet.
but
I
yeah.
am not rooting for the trust fund billionaire kid against Poison Ivy ever.
I'm just imagining Batman punching Captain Planet in the face.
So I
Damn.
don't know. Does she kill people? Has people?
I'm pretty
have
sure
people
she's
died?
I think
she's
she
killed
definitely
people
kills some
either
people.
in like exploding some kind of oil factory or rig, or
I mean,
with some weird
in
poison
vigilante
gas.
work, people sometimes die. Captain America killed a person. He threw somebody off
Yeah.
the fucking airplane.
That's
right?
true. But he's a soldier.
Scarred
He's-
me for
he's-
life.
He's used to it.
I think she's like a self-described eco-terrorist sometimes, which is like,
Oh,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm 100% down with that. I'm okay with that. Like,
But
Doesn't
question
sound like
question
bad things.
is though, like if she were to be like, I want the plants to take over the world and no humans ever again, is that okay?
Is that what she said?
I
She didn't tell me that.
She didn't
Yeah.
tell me that.
listen, if she
we
gets
might
that
have
far,
we might have to like have a meeting about that.
yeah. If she gets that far, we're worried about it then.
I
but-
mean,
but
she's
short of
probably
that-
right. Humans are only destroying the Earth. We're definitely not adding to it. So
Yeah, it's a you know, we'll have to make a compromise. You know,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think
she's not wrong.
That's
She's not,
pretty good.
like even if she is like if that's her point, like you're not wrong.
I
mean,
listen,
yeah.
I'm fully down with her until
But we
get
gotta
off of, like-
we gotta compromise. In this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get off of oil, and then if she kills all the oil companies in the world, then we can start being like, okay, maybe chill out, Poison Ivy. But before that, I'm in her army actually with her.
there was actually
I'm
work
one of
for
her
her.
henchmen. I'm
Actually,
actually one
I'm
of her
401k
henchmen.
with Poison
We
Ivy.
got another one.
Batman's actually going to
Yeah.
give me CTE about 80 times on his way to fight her.
What we're learning today is Devin would be such a fucking immediate like terrorist as soon as anything
Right?
happens.
He would.
Right.
He'd be.
Devin
he'd
is
be-
ready
he'd be-
to burn the establishment down.
He's giving Barrett vibes. Final Fantasy.
He
VII.
is. Oh my God, he is.
Going guns blazing.
Who gives a
Dang.
shit?
It'll be the
Blow up our
lamest
reactor. I
fucking
don't give a
cause. And Devin's like, you know what? I'll join the militia. Fuck it. I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Well,
fuck. I
listen,
don't want.
I think we should vote on Alex's first, but you're perfectly setting me up for my next pick.
Oh hell yeah!
No, 100% agree with everything that Poison Ivy says. No question.
Me too.
Hello. I
Yeah.
would like to meet you. May I shake your hand?
Yeah,
She's
same.
also,
You
but
can
yeah,
hit
she's
me.
also. I mean,
You
she's
can't
also.
do it.
She's also
Whatever you
a
want.
pretty- She's
I'll
also
be a zombie in your weird
Oh,
clan
that's
army.
funny.
yeah. She's always depicted as a pretty attractive lady. So I mean, that's.
I'm in her
another
militia
plus
and
as
I'm
well.
barking. So
For the record, that's not why I'm picking her. I just think she's not wrong.
Yeah.
fair.
Anyway, okay, well, yeah, I'm 100% down because Poison Ivy was actually my first pick as well, but
That's a
I
good one,
will
that is
have to, now I got an audible. So I'm going to go with Tyler Durden from Fight Club and the way they end that movie
Oh,
where they
Okay, so
start blowing up all the credit card companies at the end and killing
Oh, right.
materialistic
Right.
culture. I'm
right,
so down. When they blow up all those skyscrapers at the end, oh, I'm
Devin
in.
is ready.
I'm
I mean,
100%
Devin
in.
is-
just for cinema alone, I got you. I got you. bro.
Devin is fucking him. Like just in this one episode has talked about death noting Congress or the Supreme Court and now blowing up skyscraper. Devin,
We might not
Just
be able
wait
to
till you see
remove
my
we
last
might,
pick.
you might not.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus Christ!
That's okay. Devin, you should
Devin's gonna
play.
pick like Godzilla.
You should play Cyberpunk, Devin. And now that you've said that, you would love that game because that is literally it's literally just kind of Fight Club. Tyler Durden is Keanu Reeves in that
Oh,
game.
fantastic!
Right.
Well, that's great. That's good to know because they basically the whole point is like society is sick and we need to break it down,
Yep.
and that
Hit the reset button.
Down
Yeah,
to
and
literally
that's-
bombing a
Yeah,
giant
you do
building.
sound like a supervillain, Devin.
it ends up in them destroying the. And they did it at night. Okay, there's probably I don't know. There might be a few people.
They
in those
did it
buildings.
The
at
cleaners, the
They did
people
that-
that don't
they
make
didn't do it-
any money,
they
bro.
didn't
The
do it
people
in
that
the
are just trying to
middle of the
Devin,
live.
those are my people in there, man.
All right, listen. Maybe they pulled hey, they probably pulled the fire alarms first. Okay, but either way, seeing like
No.
like I don't know, all the just the credit card, just evil.
Look, I'm just gonna
fuckers.
say the one downside to play devil's advocate to this. Typically, the people in those armies, Devin, are white incel people.
I was about to say that
Just
movie's
saying.
kind of incelish, to be honest. It takes the very
It's a
ne'er
little
do
bit
well.
incel.
True. Ed Norton, I don't
They
like
need
Ed
some
Norton.
big-
It's very the Riddler and the Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman, where he's on fucking that fake Reddit and they're like, where can I get guns? And he's got all them fucking losers that are
All the losers.
That's true.
That's what it.
That's what Fight Club
So-
was. It was all the fucking losers, and it was all the people that were like,
Hey,
was.
but listen, we're
Very
only
culty.
going for credit card companies, oil companies, probably some
You're
mortgage
acting like you
companies.
can control them. Devin.
We're going for we're
they're
going for
in the
hospitals.
Discord right now.
We're going for for-profit hospitals / all of them because even the nonprofit ones are actually just making money.
it's
See,
not-
this is actually perfect because this is how it starts with every one of those villains. They're like, I'm gonna do this for good, and then by the end, they're blowing up a hospital. Or they're fucking doing some terrible shit.
I'm
And they're
gonna
like,
be-
I
I'm gonna be
don't
the
know how
Joker.
where it went wrong. It got out of hand so fast.
right now, this sounds like planning, so that's a little. I'm a
Right.
little nervous.
Well, it sounds like maybe I had you guys at the beginning, but maybe I lost you by the end.
Yeah, I like the sentiment. I agree with some of those things, but Tyler Durden is pretty unruly and
pretty
uncontrollable.
unhinged.
Yeah, so I feel like he's definitely going to go too far if anyone's going to.
He's literally punching himself in the face. I don't know if you can trust him that well.
I mean, he's definitely like a wild card, you know.
he's
I
like
mean,
the Joker.
If he
The
were
movie
not
ends with like an
psychotic-
actual act of terrorism,
You know-
so
Yeah.
maybe not terrorism, but like
That's
I
terrorism.
mean,
Definitely was.
I would say it's
I mean, we're not
I
trying to
feel
start
like
fear.
if he could have gotten all the people that were working in the building, especially all the Latinos.
Mhm. We're just trying to we're trying to
I
target the people that are at the heart
I
of
think
the
that's an
sickness.
amazing accomplishment for a person. Like,
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you could blow up the
I
buildings
can't
of all
do
the
it.
people
Sorry,
that caused the 2008 financial collapse, right? Like what if you combine the Big Short movie with Fight Club and all the people
Fight
that are
Club.
causing it just blow up? I mean, is that a problem?
I hear you.
It's not a problem. Yeah, no, I got you. These are just a lot of stipulations that you're trying to throw in here. Very specific.
That's
How
true.
many stipulations do we get?
Hey, if it makes you
A
guys feel
couple.
better, I'm less down with Tyler than I was with Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy, I'm like your number one soldier.
Oh yeah,
so-
yeah.
all the way
Poison
down.
Ivy. That's great. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll die for you. That's good. That's good.
For the plants.
For the plants and the planet. Is that one round? Is that everyone first round?
Yeah,
Is
first
it back
round.
to you, Brian?
Back to you, Devin goes again.
Oh, Brian. Oh,
Oh, I
we
guess we
go
can go
snakes?
backwards. Yeah, we can go backwards. Yeah.
Oh, round robin. I get my animals confused.
Ooh.
All right, then it's Brian's turn.
Whatever.
It's
Brian,
my
Yeah,
turn.
go Brian.
Let's fucking go. Did anybody play Dragon Age? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I played Dragon Age
I
1,
played the
Dragon Age
first-
Origin.
Act.
Yeah.
Origins.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to
I
pick.
remember the villain.
You say you don't remember the villain?
Are you gonna say
remember-
Morgan?
I remember Morgan's.
Or are you gonna say her
and
mom?
her mom.
I was going to say neither of those people. I was going to say the original
Oh.
villain that you actually... No spoilers, never mind. Loghain. Loghain is the very first
What?
villain that leads to the very
What?
first act of what happens
Oh,
in
shit.
Dragon
Oh, wow.
Age. I guess slight spoiler for this for people that haven't played it. It happens
He's
in, like
not
the
He's
really
first...
in
he's
the
with
rest
the
of the
dark
game.
spawn, man.
It
He's
happens
with
the
the
first
Darkspawn.
hour of the game. So he's not actually technically with the Darkspawn. So what happens
I forgot though.
Loghain is Loghain ends up during the big war against the Darkspawn.
Is his name really Logan?
Yeah, Loghain MacTier.
Let's call him Logan. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean this
Loghain.
is the old English shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on. That's another reason he looks like a Loghain. He has a stupid ass face. But a big thing about him, let me make sure I have my stuff right, was he was a part of the army that also wanted to help the King's army and the Grey Wardens. But he didn't trust the Grey Wardens. He didn't really trust the army because the King was young and he was stupid and he was very proud, very prideful. And he thought that basically he was going to hand them over to the Elysian Empire. So because of that fear, he ends up kind of double timing the Grey Wardens and leading them to their own demise when they look for him to like help them during a flank against the Darkspawn, because he essentially felt that, yeah, if they did win this war, the Elysian Empire would take them over, and then they would be in, you know, another hellish 100 years of slavery, essentially. And that was the big reason, because that was something that happened to him when he was growing up. So that was his reasoning. Betraying, maybe not the best idea, but I definitely understand that fear makes you do some dumb shit when you're afraid of dying. Of course.
I remember that beginning scene now. Yeah.
Yeah, it is one of the biggest twists in Dragon Age, and I love it because it's so fucking jarring to be like, yeah, we're gonna win this oh, fuck. And then...
Yeah. Because, well, okay, I'm not buying this because he ditches them. Like, you could do that politically after the battle. Like, you could figure out another solution. But he ditches half the army. So, like, half their army dies and the king dies, too.
Yeah. I mean,
to
he thought...
Darkspawn,
he
which
thought
is like a way bigger threat.
And that's kind of the thing, was it's definitely paranoia. He thought the Grey Wardens were working with the Elysian Empire, so he figured that they were trying to do like a thing of like, the more power we give them, the more power they're going to take later. Kind of a la our politics, where it's like, oh, well, they saved us now so that they can enslave us later. Was his idea great? No, it's fucking stupid as shit. And he dies anyway. But I completely understand. I'm not saying that I agree with them. I'm saying I get it.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's just the way he ditches them at that battle because they really needed the support.
Now, say a certain Republican becomes president, but he becomes president. We're not saying any names. This could be somewhere between the 60s and 2024. Not saying any names. Say that first.
Could be The Rock.
Could be The Rock. The Rock, he seems pretty Republican, let's be real.
He's definitely a Republican. He's definitely a Republican.
Say he saves us from a huge, I don't know, threat overseas that, you know, saves America. Let's fucking go America. And now he's got a bunch of, you know, people behind him over that. But he plans on taking away all your rights afterwards. Do you help him if he's going to enslave you later? Or do you say fuck him and kill him now?
That's a good point. If the king's a problem.
Yeah, no, that's
not that tough.
No.
He said no.
But all the guys...
So wait, who is homeboy in this situation? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, the explanation of what the guy is, Loghain, was very confusing.
Yeah, so Loghain, we're Loghain.
I remember
right
him being very eager.
He was like the top general for this army.
Yeah.
And the king, it was like two groups were going to fight this Darkspawn.
We're Loghain, you said?
Yes.
In that scenario?
Mm-hmm.
Then he's right. Okay.
So we're saying...
he killed him? Killed him right away?
In this situation, we're saying we're Loghain, and the Grey Wardens would be the Republican candidate that saved the world. But if you saw that from your perspective and be like, oh, well, they saved the world, but they're going to enslave us right after, would you still help them save the world?
Well, was he right? Or he was just like?
Oh, he was absolutely wrong. Bro was fucking stupid.
Yeah, he had wrong information.
Well,
but we didn't know that at the time.
You gotta check your sources. You're not checking your sources.
Much like actual Republicans today, they had bad information.
Yeah. I don't know. You almost had me there, Mr. Logan.
It's tough with it. When hindsight's always 20/20, but you never know, and that's kind of the issue when the area is so gray. Is you don't really know who your enemies always are. So
hey,
that's true. I'm not starting with Logan though. That's a no for me.
You gotta check your sources.
You gotta check.
He let too many innocent people die, and he also by that betrayal, he allowed the Darkspawn to just go run rampant across the countryside, killing all kinds of innocent people. So
yeah, that's tough. That's all I got.
Yeah. Who's the next one? Oscar or Alex?
Oh yeah, it's me. Okay, so for my next one, yeah, I'll go with the easy one. This one I feel like is pretty quick, but it's just because the other one that I had that would be a little more in depth. I don't want to use. I'm trying to go with more true villains rather than anti-heroes.
Okay. Okay.
So for this one, I'm gonna go Carrie from Carrie. Fuck them kids.
100%
Yeah,
agree.
She's the hero.
Fuck them
She's
kids.
the hero. She's not the. There's no way she's the villain.
Kill all them kids.
Wait, you just said you didn't want to do anti-heroes.
Yeah, I think you got to redraw. I think that's unanimous.
Okay, we're fine.
Right. Am I?
All right, fine. I'll go with I'll go with no. Okay, that's fine. Well, because she's portrayed a bit as a villain because she blows up the school and kills everybody.
But it's not Taxi Driver.
But they had it coming, right? They bullied her so mercilessly.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, that's too easy. You got a huge list. What else you got?
All right, I got one. This one's a little more to discuss. I'm going with Count Dooku.
Ooh.
Count Dooku.
I almost spit my beer.
That's a good
Count
one.
Dooku. He knew the Jedi were fucked.
Man,
He knew they weren't going down the right path.
Wow.
We saw it in the Tales of the Jedi little animated shorts, which was one of the best things. Seeing awesome. This 3-episode arc of Count Dooku as a Jedi.
I still gotta watch that.
He was fucking. He was Qui-Gon was his Padawan. You see that he cared for Qui-Gon when he died. He was pissed at the Emperor when he found out he killed him. He's like, "Why did you kill Qui-Gon? We could have swayed him to our side." He much like we saw Devin earlier today. Thought he was on the right path and very clearly discovered that it was in over his head.
We see this one.
I think Count Dooku exactly. Count Dooku was very much Devin in the sense he's like, oh, this Palpatine, this fucking ghoul looking man, he's on the right. He knows, he gets it. We'll side. We'll fix everything. Oh shit, he wants to blow everyone up. That's okay.
True.
Well, yeah. So Qui-Gon or Count Dooku, I think he had a much like I probably won't use it because I'll be done with Star Wars after this. Much like maybe someone else will pull up an Anakin later. I think Qui-Gon or Count Dooku has a better. I agree with Count Dooku. I would say more than I do with Anakin because I think Anakin's a fucking psycho.
Anakin's just psychopathic for sure.
But Count Dooku, I think, you see some sympathy in him, and you see he really did. He was just fed up with the bullshit of, again, he's like fucking separation of church and state. He's like, what are we doing? Yeah. What are we doing? We should be saving these people. Fuck the bureaucracy. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And what happens? He gets his fucking head cut off.
And that's where I think that Star Wars could be so much more interesting if they really delve into that really hard. But of course, with the Force rules and everything that goes around with it, the religion makes sense. But in a realistic world, if we were in a world that was based on Star Wars lore or whatever, of course a lot of people would be like, bro, that's fucking stupid. Because the Jedi are religious zealots. They're fucking crazy. They steal children away from their parents and tell them they can't have emotions or any feelings and then make them sit on a little weird-ass council with some rat tails. That's crazy. What do you mean? And that's literally what kind of happens with a lot of Star Wars stories. I'm thinking a lot of Knights of the Old Republic, Devin. Where Darth Revan starts out as just being a person that just wants to save people and then getting sidelined because they wanted to sit on their hands the whole time during the war and being like, we don't know if we should interfere yet. And he was like, fuck that. I'm going to go interfere because we could save these people. And somehow that makes him a bad person. Fucking, I don't know. Whatever. So I agree with Count Dooku.
Yeah,
Hell
especially,
yeah.
especially when they, from the Tales of the Jedi, they like really rationalize his turn. I love that backstory. So
Wish they had done that with Anakin because his turn makes no fucking
Also,
sense.
Mace Windu's a fucking cop, bro.
Yes,
He's a
he literally
fucking
is.
cop. He's the biggest cop in the fucking Jedi lore.
I think from if I hadn't watched Acolyte, the new Star Wars show, I think that show really kind of sets the tone that
Yeah.
like, you know, Jedi are just actual cops.
They've
At least
never-
they used to be.
Why have the Jedi never been good?
So it really kind of opened my eyes. I was like,
Why
oh shit!
have they always sucked at their
So
jobs?
I can
Yeah.
kind of see where
I don't
Count Dooku
understand
is
it.
coming
yeah, they're
Yeah,
too rigid. They're
I'll
too
do it.
rigid. I would love to see more plot lines of like gray Jedi and stuff, of like people just using both sides. You know, kind of like more like a Darth Revan character or something like that.
And I believe Count Dooku when he tells Obi-Wan in Attack of the Clones like to join him, and then the two of them would take out Palpatine. I genuinely think Count Dooku would have done that if Obi-Wan had said yes. The two of them would have taken out Palpatine. I don't think they would have won, but I think Count Dooku definitely wanted to.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just using him as a means to an end. I like that.
from. All right, that is a good one. I will go next. Let me see my list here. All right. I'm going to go controversial one, maybe an easy one, but I got a caveat to this particular person.
Ooh, okay.
See if that's allowed. So I'm going to go Thanos.
Okay,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
Ooh.
You go straight
Okay.
for it.
No, that's the classic. That's the classic.
Classic. Is he crazy? Is he a genius?
Yes.
But you know, I'm a little asterisk.
Okay.
If it's only when it snaps, it's randomized, but it's only the 1%. You know what I'm saying?
no.
That's exactly.
That's not his rule.
The only reason I don't agree with him is because he's not killing the right people.
No.
Okay, people are hungry.
That-
For sure.
wait.
But you kill half the population. A lot of those hungry people are just gonna die. A lot of those hungry people.
That
are gonna die.
physically.
and it's not their fault. Whose fault is it?
Wait, that makes no sense. He
Okay.
says he gets rid of 50% of the world, but you want him to get rid of 1%?
Honestly,
No, 1%.
Honestly, that would be way
keep
better.
a couple of them.
That,
I don't know.
The math isn't mathing.
Maybe
Wait,
does he get
50%
rid
of
of half
the
the
1%?
population? He gets rid of maybe a quarter of the 1%. You know what I'm saying? Like every generation or two, like every several decades. I don't know.
So wait,
I
wait,
don't
so we're
know
getting
if,
rid
this,
of
if we
50%
can
of the
apply this
1%?
asterisk. I don't know.
So
if
we're
Yeah,
getting rid of
just-
0.5% of the population?
I'm with it. I like this. I like this
I
play.
mean, I'm
50%
down
of the
with it.
1%. 50% of the 1% is half. What'd you say?
Yeah, it's half a
He's
percent.
asking
right?
if we're getting rid of 50% of the 1%. So we're getting rid of 0.5% of the population.
Oh, I guess so. But like that, those that's big numbers.
That's
I mean,
big numbers.
Listen, if Thanos just said, if he changed it a little bit and just said, "I'm just going to kill all the rich," I mean, I'm down, bro. Like,
But he didn't. I don't. What are we arguing here?
So that's
that's true.
I would side
He
with.
said the world.
I'd probably
He
side with
said
his cousin.
the universe.
Thanos' cousin.
He
Maybe
didn't even
we
say
could
the
get along.
world. He said the galaxy. He's getting rid of 50% of everything in the
The
galaxy.
galaxy.
His logic
Everything,
was pretty
not just
unsound.
Earth.
Yeah.
He said everything, the universe.
The universe, or I guess the whole like Marvel, that universe, like
I think the
Every
universe,
universes.
yeah. I think it's
The
In
universe,
Marvel.
not the multiverse, just the
the
universe.
616 universe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
each universe.
50% of that universe. Look, this argument is
That
already,
universe is 1%.
this
yes.
this argument has already been made in the sense that why didn't he? It's easily fixed if he just adds more resources. His whole argument was that there's not enough resources and there's too many people. Just add more resources.
Yeah,
But he's
agreed.
fucking dumb,
Agreed.
and he doesn't.
Yeah.
But
But
I think it's the classic give a person a fish or teach them to fish, or
Yeah.
you could take out all the rich people. Everyone has like a fighting chance.
yeah, classic metaphor.
Yeah, you know.
As the classic parable goes, give a man a fish he eats once, teach a man to fish, he eats
He'll
for
take
the
out
rest
the
of his
rich
life.
people.
But honestly, if you really want to solve the problem, just take out all the rich people.
That's all I'm saying.
Honestly,
Yeah.
man, it's not bad logic. With Alex's caveat, it's a slam dunk. But without it, it's pretty bad.
I'm just saying, like, if he came to the Avengers and said that, like, I could see Tony Stark being upset. But
Oh my god! Tony's sitting there
He's the only
crossing
one
his
that gets
fingers.
stabbed.
Please, not me.
Hey.
Please.
Listen, T'Challa probably.
Oh my
gets
God,
snapped.
that's what.
By that logic.
Yeah,
he probably
T'Challa
get
would.
snapped too.
T'Challa is definitely in the 1%.
He's
Wakanda,
Yeah, 50-50 chance. So one of them's
Wakanda is full of Republicans.
Well, no,
they don't want to share anything.
Here's the thing: the problem, Alex, it's got to be 100% of the 1%, because like the reason that the rich people consolidate wealth so much is like,
I mean, I'm not.
If you killed 50% of the 1%,
I'm not trying to annihilate a group of people.
He's not trying to death note him.
That's crazy. No,
listen, you're telling me we couldn't get rid of like I gotta pick between Jeff Bezos,
I
Elon
like how
Musk,
this-
and Bill Gates.
I like
one
how
of-
this-
one of the three of them's gotta stay.
I mean, I'm not choosing sides out here.
I like how
I'm
this
not
turns
pointing
to
any
Alex
fingers.
is Thanos and getting to pick and choose this argument.
I'm not choosing. Thanos isn't choosing.
I'm just saying, if we
See,
only
he
kill
even said,
half,
he
if we
even
only
said
kill half-
I'm not choosing. He even said it.
Hold on, if we only kill
It's time
half
to
of the
vote.
1%, the other half that's left is just gonna absorb all that wealth and keep.
I was about to say
keep
they're gonna take that money.
consolidating.
But you know,
Yeah.
every couple decades or something.
Thanos has to come back and snap again.
It's just like Mass Effect. You know, with the Revenant, like their systems need to be in place.
Oh dear.
It's time
No,
for
it's not
my.
time.
Revenant.
my-
Revenant.
No.
I mean, could that make the list? Probably not.
I gotta say no.
It's time for
Let's
the
go
annual
down.
visit for the proletariat hero, Thanos. Yeah.
But there could be an argument saying that, like, is Thanos just an eco-terrorist? Is he just
mean,
trying to save?
I'm just all I'm
is he
saying.
trying to keep the galaxy?
Listen, if you
I
say
don't
it
know
that
what's
way,
right
Oscar, I'm down.
or not.
green?
I'm just saying Thanos with an asterisk. Like I get
Thanos with an asterisk.
I get it.
All right,
Oh,
well,
man.
we got vote. Brian, what you got? What'd you vote?
I've got to say that normal Thanos, absolutely not, because that could be me, and that sucks. But guillotine Thanos, I'm interested. I'm interested in the idea. I like where you're going. The eat the rich Thanos. That's right
Eat
up
the
my
rich
alley.
Thanos. I am down with
Fuck
Eat the
yeah.
rich Thanos.
This is AOC Thanos.
Yeah. Karl Marx
Oh,
Thanos.
man.
We are
Right.
all in.
It was
for
just
that.
AOC, but
That's so
purple.
funny.
Interesting. Into it.
You're gonna kill a child, but you're not gonna take out the people who.
Okay, the part of that 1% is their children as well.
I mean,
Mm.
They don't have money. They have no net worth.
No. Yeah, they don't have any money yet.
They got trust funds.
Oh,
They gotta be 18 plus.
How much of the trust
Okay,
fund?
there are a lot of asterisks to this fucking.
There's a lot of trust funds out here that are
Yo,
more than we'll ever
listen.
see.
There are a
Thanos could
lot
have been
of
so
trust
much more precise in his like solution. He was just so stupid.
I'm just saying, like, get it, Thanos with an asterisk. Like
I get
it.
where
That's
he
all
was
we're saying.
going. You know, like he
All we're
was in
saying.
the right direction, but he just did the wrong stuff. Yeah.
He needed another meat, like just have a meaning.
We're not
you know, do
talking
some
classic
counseling.
Thanos. This is a Thanos that's a little more lilac purple, not as purple. It's a different kind of.
Yeah, it's a light purple.
All right. Well.
Oh, that's good. All right,
Yeah.
what you got, Devin?
Okay. Oh, by the way, quick edit point. Are we doing 3 or 4? Because it's
Probably
we're
3.
at-
How long have we been?
yeah, we're at 39
Probably
minutes.
3. It's been an hour 8 right now.
Okay, let's do 30. Let's do 3 then.
An hour?
So I'll do. This is my second one, right?
Total with me and Brian.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna
oh.
do. Yeah, I mean, I have a few that would be boring, so I'm gonna do the good ones. Okay, I'm gonna do one for you guys. This is actually
Too
a little
crazy.
near and dear to my heart. Okay, the second one. I actually played this character in high school in a musical called The Music Man, and the
What
whole
the
plot.
fuck?
The whole plot of The Music
I did not
Man
know
is
this.
basically this con artist comes to this like small town in like Indiana or some shit, and he like sells. His whole thing. He's just trying to sell them like band instruments and like just make the money and leave. But like he ends up, but he ends up falling in love with like this lady in the town, and then he decides to like stay and try to change his ways, I guess. But my character, Charlie Cal, is another salesman, and he comes in. He's basically just trying to tell the people of this town, like, hey, this guy's a con artist. He's just trying to con you guys. And then at the end of the movie, we arrest him. And then, or at the end of the story, we arrest him, take him to jail. And then what happens is they're like, okay, you have to direct the kids right now and like to prove to us that you're an actual band director. And what he does is he like starts conducting, and it's ass. Like they play completely out of tune. They're completely out of rhythm. It's not actually band, like it's not good music at all. But all the parents are like, oh my God, it's so good. Like, my child is so good at this, whatever. And he fucking gets away with it. He gets away with it. It's a happy ending.
He's conning the parents.
It's literally a
Conning
happy
the
ending
whole
for the
town.
con man. Okay? It's literally a happy ending for the con man. And he gets away with it, and I'm like, they're like, oh, you were a hack, like you were lying to us. I'm like, what?
Devin picked a musical. It's so funny.
Yeah. So anyway, I got to play the
clearly
villain.
still attached to this piece.
Right. God damn. That's funny. I know
So it's the person in the Music Man.
It's the lead of the Music Man. The lead character, Devin is saying, is the
con
villain.
man. He's a con man.
Which he is a con man. He is a con man.
But in the context
so
of the play,
who do you agree with? You agree with the con man or the person who's like
no. The guy Charlie Cowell is the villain of the story because they pitch the way. This is how fucked some of these like 1950s, 60s musicals are. Is like the white man that is absolutely a bad person is the main character. So this con man is the main character, and the story wants you to root for him to like get this. It's a
classic like mobster movie scenario.
But then I show up because I basically have a confrontation with him at the beginning of the story and then at the end. And at the end, I'm like, I call him out. I'm like, hey, you conned all these people. You should go to jail. And then he gets away with it because he fakes it in front of everybody, and they all are like, oh my God, this is great music. And it's absolutely not.
He's so charismatic, he gets away with it.
He's so charismatic, he gets away with it. I am on the side of the guy who is trying to alert this town that you're getting scammed.
So that's the villain. That's what we're voting for.
It's cut and dry.
Yeah.
But so the audience is like, get this guy out of here. Like, let the con man do his thing.
Yeah,
he's so funny.
I mean,
exactly.
And I guess
hilarious.
maybe he ends up staying in that town and becoming an actual band director, even though he has no experience in it, which I guess would be fine. But.
I don't know, man. Skill issue. That's what it sounds like to me. You remember that kid? You remember that like African kid that was pretending to be a doctor for like 3 months or something crazy like that? Yeah, this was like an actual real thing.
Are we talking about Coney?
No, not but no. What the fuck? No.
I don't know.
Joseph Coney.
No. That's really funny though. No, but there was a guy. He was like pretty young too. Like he was like a child, and he was pretending to be a doctor and like some kind of fucking.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was pretending to be a doctor.
Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
And there's that other woman that was pretending to be like a really high level like ASL interpreter. But she actually didn't know any ASL, any American Sign Language.
I remember that.
Oh my God.
So she was on like national television, just like making shit up.
Oh shit!
I respect the grind. I don't know. I respect it.
Okay, but wait. Okay, but here's my thing. Don't you think the town should have access to the information? That's all I'm saying.
I think the town should be smarter and understand music theory.
They really should.
Yeah, it's true. They're very uneducated.
That's kind of
what
one of the themes.
What kind of
damage
damage is the Music Man doing? Is he just trying to be a band director, or is he like?
I mean, he's trying to fleece these people that do not have a lot of money to spend on band instruments. He's trying to take all their money.
I mean, it sounds like he's trying to make some art, Devin. Come on.
No, he's not trying to make art. He was trying to hightail it out of there.
Oh, I see.
He only tries to be a band director because he gets caught.
That's pretty good because it takes place in that world where the era where you root for the fucking sly fox who's actually con art, but it's not weird era of 50s bullshit. It's like Ocean's 11,
That wasn't the same time period.
It's based off an old movie.
Ocean's 11 was?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's really funny.
But
no, realistically, I probably would say that like, get this man out of town. He's a hack.
Get him out. Yeah, get him out. But in this Looney Tune world, no, let him.
I think it's funny. Take advantage of the people.
It sounds like it makes great TV, but I would side with the person trying to let everybody know the truth.
That's pretty funny.
There we go. Thanks, boys.
All right, Brian, what you got?
It's my turn again. Let's go. This one we use another anime. This is unfortunate because I know y'all don't know anything about this anime, so I have to describe him pretty hard. But there's a character named Stain. This is another one that Devin would probably join his militia. This is for My Hero Academia. For people that don't know My Hero Academia, it's like, what if...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What were you going to say?
I was trying to figure out who Stain is. I watched that show.
So
I'm not that far.
Yeah, I don't know what season that would have been. It might have been 2 or 3. It's fairly early in the anime.
Okay,
so it's not...
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so he's considered a villain. But the thing about Stain is, basically the whole synopsis of My Hero Academia is like, what if like 75% of people had superpowers? What would the world look like? Basically, the people that have the better superpowers become superheroes, which is basically like cops, but they probably make more money, and they also get shoe deals. So that's basically it. Kind of like The Boys.
I was about to say, it sounds like The Boys.
It's kind of like The Boys. Yeah, honestly, it's kind of like The Boys. Well, Stain doesn't like that. Stain doesn't like that people can save the world and save people and make money from it because it's basically like taking away the whole aspect of saving lives. Like, if you're a volunteer firefighter, you're doing it because you want to actually help people and not because you want to make a living. Whereas a lot of people, you can get really famous doing this job, a la The Boys. And he's like, that's wrong. So what does he do? He starts killing them.
Oh,
because what he basically
the other heroes, you mean?
He's killing the heroes because he basically wants to see a world where people save the world because they care about the world and not save the world because they want a quick buck. So that's why he starts murdering people. So he's called the hero killer Stain.
Does he kill any good heroes that are in it for the right reasons?
So the only person that he says is the real true hero is All Might, which is one of the titular characters in the show, because he actually does and cares about it. He's also the most popular, so it's kind of funny that he says that. But I guess he feels that he's true of heart, and isn't doing it solely for the money, but actually because he cares about the people. So he does harm a few people that are probably good people, yes.
I was about to say, when it gets to one person judging everyone, there's usually going to be some,
and that's kind of the issue. Because I mean, it is a world where it's like these kids are going to school solely to become superheroes. So it's like almost like going to prep school to get into a really good college, so that you become the best doctor because your parents are also doctors. It's that kind of shit where it's like, yeah, that's a little fucked, like
yeah.
Especially because there's a little bit of nepotism involved as well. Like you inherit the like some version of the powers usually that your parents get. So if you have a really cool parent that makes a lot of money by being a superhero, you're probably also going to be a high paid superhero. So
interesting.
I can see where he's coming from. I can see the angle, but the whole innocent people, like some people are in it for the right reasons or whatever. And if you're not vetting these suspects, if you're just out here killing people, I feel like you got to go a little undercover if you're Stain. You gotta be like a undercover boss type situation. Well, put on a wig and interview these people.
You need to vet them out a bit.
Yeah, you need to see who's real and who's trying to be in it for the clout, and then you can move accordingly.
Get rid of only the clout chasers. Yeah,
I can see him. I can see that. I can see where it's coming.
I feel like pretty good though, because it feels like it would lead to kind of like a new caste system with like people in the power at the top. Like people don't think about it, but like Avatar, if there was like actually people that could control the elements, they would be the rich. Like they would just own that shit, and the rest of us would just.
There's a villain in that literally makes sense in Legend of Korra, the first season.
Yeah,
that he says literally that, where he's like, "Yo, we can't do this. That's crazy."
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, for My Hero Academia, I mean, I've seen some episodes of it, but like some of the heroes definitely do feel like they're good guys. Like they actually do care for the right reasons.
That'd be like one doctor killing a bunch of doctors that are just shaving people because it's their job.
You're only doing this for the paycheck.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, this is capitalism.
But it's like I feel like if you see the show, like it's as if those doctors are also like A-list celebrities.
Oh, okay, I see. It's like if Kim
Dr.
Kardashian
Oz.
was a doctor.
Yeah,
but Dr. Oz. I mean, Dr. Oz can go. He can go.
Dr. Oz.
Right.
Dr.
Phil.
Phil,
I'm not saying
he can go
Dr.
too.
Oz should go, but it is like that, but like on like another level, like huge megastar. Like that's the thing that everybody talks about.
Like
Interesting. That is the pop culture.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Interesting.
I like it. Yeah. Oh, it's me next, isn't it? Okay. Fuck. Let me think.
Scroll through the list.
Did we steal your Avatar one?
Last pick.
My last pick. Okay, I'll do this one because it's funny. I am going with Squidward.
Oh shit.
Yo,
that's funny.
Squidward is just trying to fucking live.
I'm about to say, I agree 100%. Squidward is me
life
as an adult.
Oh, man.
And if I had SpongeBob and Patrick as neighbors, I would also want to ruin everything.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine? You're just trying to live your life, playing the clarinet, hanging out, watching some TV, and you got SpongeBob always coming around with his fucking antics, trying to do some dumb shit, just Oh no, Squidward, very much depicted as the villain, but like
I would be interested.
Cut him a break.
I'd be interested to see what the worst thing Squidward did towards SpongeBob was.
Probably said no to jellyfishing or some shit.
Yeah, like maybe an eye roll.
Yeah,
I think the
He's
older
definitely
you get,
annoyed, but he doesn't do anything. You know,
I think he
Yeah.
he's not wrong. He's definitely done some stuff. I can't remember offhand. It's been a while since I watched SpongeBob, but I feel like he's definitely like trying to get him to lose his job and like shit
he's
like
probably
that.
trying to sabotage him every now and
Yeah,
then.
you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of shitty to do
Yeah,
things
okay.
like that. But
But
yeah,
Squidward also like, I don't know. The older you get, the more you relate with him.
but honestly,
But
he
also-
shouldn't be
he
that
also
mad.
loses a lot.
He
Yeah.
owns a home, working as a fucking cashier at a shitty burger place. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah,
like
true.
he has a
Right, honestly, yeah.
he has an easy commute to work.
He
He,
does-
can
he
ride
does-
his bike to work.
he does play the clarinet very loudly.
Yeah,
That's
and not
True,
very
true.
well.
he's got two friends.
I would say
as an
if,
adult.
if I
he's
if I was hearing that every day, I would be.
But,
If I were
dude, but
SpongeBob, I'd be
imagine-
annoyed also.
and think about it. We only come in, we don't come at the very beginning of the relationship. Imagine having to work with somebody like SpongeBob for like 10 years, for even a year, You
For
you
a
would hate
fucking
them.
week.
You would hate them within a week. Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
Oh my god.
He'd be cooking the hell out of those Krabby Patties.
And I don't look. I don't know what employment is like in Bikini Bottom, but it seems like
He could probably move if he needed to.
I don't
Wait,
know.
aren't they
It
also
seems like you
neighbors?
can only
They're
have
also
one
neighbors.
job in that town.
Yeah, he kind of set himself up.
Wait, but they're neighbors too, right?
He
They are
yeah, he
neighbors.
lives
He never gets
next
a-
door.
he never gets a
and
break
he
from
works there. He's got to either move or
Yeah.
get another job.
He tried to
Maybe
move
both.
and he got really
Both
sad.
would be
Remember,
great for him, honestly.
he moved to that.
Because he loves SpongeBob.
He moved to that one community,
He loves
and then he hated it.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's like the Joker. He needs SpongeBob is his Joker.
He kind of needs
to his Batman.
Also,
Interesting.
there's
Hate each
obviously a universal base income in Bikini Bottom because Patrick doesn't even have a job, but he's got a house.
disability.
Fantastic.
He lives under that rock. He's got furniture, TV, electricity. Bro's living the life. He ain't got no job.
That's a fucking yeah. Yo, Bikini Bottom. We should all live in Bikini Bottom. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Bikini Bottom
that
seems like
Squidward
this.
should not be so depressed. Maybe go to the doctor. I'm sure you got health insurance with Mr.
That's a
Krabs.
valid point.
I agree, but I'm also
No.
regarding his relationship with SpongeBob. I'm with Squidward.
I'd 100% be Squidward. I'd be so mean.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry.
He's so mean.
I'm not mad at Squidward. Yeah,
Yeah, Squidward gets a pass.
he,
All right,
he could move though if you really
he
want.
could. He could.
All right, what you got? What you got, Alex?
That's
Yep.
me. Let's see here. Okay, this last one.
Yes. What do you count?
This last one, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think about until, I wasn't reminded of until recently when I was googling some things, and I'm gonna go with the Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh, I had that one.
Ooh.
Yep.
In the movie, as a kid, like terrible person. She's really scary. She wants to get Dorothy and her dog. I don't know what she wants to do with them, but in all those movies, if you get got, it's not gonna be good.
Right.
You don't want to get got, and that was really scary. Really, really scary. But honestly, watching the movie, I think it was actually the first time I really thought about it was after
Wicked.
Wicked. Damn.
Oh,
Brain
Yeah,
fart.
I
After
was going to
Wicked.
say Wicked definitely rationalized her.
It really puts things into perspective.
I think that's cheating, but okay.
That's a
I mean,
completely
Are we
different
judging
story.
her from
That's
the
fine.
Wizard of
That's
Oz?
fine. You can judge it from the Wizard of Oz if you want to. The truth of the matter is, her
sister.
beginning of the movie, her sister is murdered by a fucking flying house. Whose fault is that? The fucking person who walks out of
Honestly,
that house.
That's true,
honestly,
man. That's
Dorothy.
true.
Dorothy's like, oh, this person's dead.
takes her
I'm gonna take her
shoes.
shoes.
Wait,
and
hold
go
up.
on
Isn't the
about my
other fairy
business.
her sister too?
Listen,
no, that's her friend.
this,
The
this
good
is
friend.
fairy's her friend.
this is
Yeah.
first 10 minutes of the movie.
10 minutes of her movie, her sister dies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she
true.
steals her shoes.
Hey, that's true.
Homegirl's like, listen, she's like, can I please have those shoes back? And Dorothy says,
Yeah,
no.
she takes her shoes. She takes her
Yeah.
shoes too. Not only does she
The
kill her, she
end.
takes
End
her
of the
shoes.
movie. I don't need to hear anything else. You're not.
Yeah.
I
That's
agree.
crazy. That's
I
crazy.
agree. 1,000%. And you
Take
know
the
what
dog.
happens?
Take that dog.
She fucking
Take that dog.
dies.
She dies.
She didn't. She never kicked the dog. Did she never kicked.
No, I'm saying take the dog. Don't kick the dog.
Oh, take the dog. Not yeah.
Take
Don't
the dog.
kick
Like,
the dog.
I could give you a better home than this evil.
Yeah,
person.
yeah. Toto,
Rotten
dude. Toto
shoes.
would be having a great time with those flying
She
monkey
gets a bad
army.
rep because she's
monkeys.
green and has a big nose, but like That's fucked
Dude,
up.
she has a castle. That dog's gonna have Toto's gonna have a better time with her. Yeah. If you kill a family,
Better than fucking Kansas. Yeah.
Way better than Kansas.
yeah, fuck Kansas, dude. Live in Oz, man, with the witch.
Justice for the witch.
Yeah, 1,000%. I had that on my list too. As
Dude,
soon as-
I think we're all down with the Wicked Witch of the West. Honestly, we're just gonna call her the Witch of the West. All right?
She's not so wicked.
She's not wicked. She's
Just a normal
just
person.
minding her own business, and then her sister gets murdered by a house.
Shout out to the movie that's gonna come out soon. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The,
I'm down with that. That's a good pick, Alex.
Yeah. Solid pick. Solid pick. Solid pick.
All right, well,
All right, Devin.
not to end this on a bit of a downer.
Uh-oh.
This is maybe my most controversial one, but
Oh, jeez.
I'm going with,
Most controversial.
I'm going with the
I
trees.
have kind of been on your side the whole time. The
I'm going-
trees.
I'm going with
Are you,
the
are
trees.
you about to say
in
the
happening?
happening?
Yep. The trees and the happening.
Oh my god.
What the
Devin,
fuck?
This is where I
Can
leave
you
Devin.
can you
Like,
imagine, boys? Can you imagine?
Devin
if-
is an eco. Devin
Plants?
does just want the planet to be just plants and no humans.
I mean, listen, poison ivy was my first pick. Like, you should, the theme here is
He's
ecotourism is fine.
There's a
People.
theme here.
It just got worse.
It's fine.
At one point, I was like, "Could I just still be an eco-terrorist?" I was like, "I don't think I have the, I don't think I have the intensity to be that to do that." But
No.
listen, if trees could have this like defense mechanism where like if we're out of balance with nature, if they just start killing humans, if that was real, we would be sustainable tomorrow. Like we would everybody would have solar panels. We would actually just like be in harmony with nature. So I know the movie's kind of wonky and they don't really explain it very well, but like, and you know, it sucks. Yeah, a lot of people die, but the trees, they're just trying to, you know, they're just trying to look out
Oh
what's
my
best
God,
for the
that's
planet.
fucking
And we
hilarious.
know that. Have you seen that thing? It's like fantastic fungi or whatever. Like all trees can communicate. Like plants can communicate with each other through mycelium networks, through like networks of like mushrooms
Yeah, it's
and stuff.
Avatar. Yeah.
No. On Earth. On Earth, they can do
No,
that.
I'm saying it's like Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
all the
actually
plants.
crazy.
Isn't that what they also
But
did
anyway,
in
all
Last
the
of Us?
plants on Earth, like hive mind. Yeah.
Not like a hive
Yeah.
mind, but like trees. Like if they're dying, like if they're being killed by like a blight, like insects or something,
inside of
they can
in a
send
forest.
their nutrients to other trees through the mycelium network.
Yeah.
It's
So
insane.
that's like within a given forest, not like.
yeah. Not like
Not
across the country.
world.
Yeah. But if
I have heard
trees,
that. That's really.
if somehow nature had some kind of self-defense mechanism where it's like, okay, humans, you're out of
I
control.
mean, give it another millennia, a bazillion million years for sure. I can see
Bazillion.
that happen.
Yeah. So anyway, the trees and the happening. That's my villain.
You know
that I
what?
agree with.
I agree. Humans shouldn't exist. This shit is stupid. Get them out of here.
It's not that they shouldn't exist because it does stop when it gets to a certain point.
No.
But it's just that we need to.
I
be
want
in
us to go
harmony with
full-fledged.
He
nature.
said no.
No.
You know how we add a caveat to Thanos? We're adding one to the trees that happening. I want them to take everybody. All of them.
Just everyone.
Get rid of them.
Oh boy.
Start from scratch.
Start from scratch. Oh, yeah.
See evolution start.
We're going back to monkeys. We can't do this shit.
Yeah,
I'm a flip it and say no. It's 100 degrees, but fuck it, bring the heat, whatever.
Global warming, yeah.
No, I mean the trees are essentially just fucking Thanos in a way. They're just like fuck it. Yeah.
But if there was a way to target the people that are like responsible, for
They
cutting
don't.
down
It's
forests
just. It won't. It's just gonna kill
or
everybody
burning
around
all
a
of the
plant.
fossil fuels
We're gonna
or-
die in this room right now. There's so many fucking plants in here.
So if the plants
We're gonna
only,
die
if the
today.
plants only want Elon Musk, then suddenly everything's okay.
Thanos with the asterisk start making a lot of sense.
Oh man,
We
gotta save the
That's
world
fucking good.
From Coca-Cola.
we're gonna take
That's
out the
fucking
board of
amazing.
Shell Oil, and we just put like a plant in the room in the conference room. We put a little aloe plant.
I love it, Tyler Durden. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's your new nickname. You're Devin Tyler Durden.
I'm in.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like all them villains. I'm gonna just quickly rattle off a couple, and everyone can rattle off the speed round very quickly. I had this one's a lot of people talk about as well. Killmonger from Black Panther.
Easy, of course.
Got a lot of good points, minus the killing everybody part.
True.
But yeah, the chef from Ratatouille. Rats should not be in the kitchen. We're all gonna get sick
Agreed.
and die.
Yeah.
He had a point. He had a point.
damn.
He had a point. Jaws. Fuck Jersey.
Just living his life.
The shark?
Yeah, the shark. Whatever. Who cares? Get out of the water. It's his world. It's not ours. It's not
That's
our
true.
world. That's
That's true.
his zone. He's
That's
not
true.
coming on the land and partying at our house.
He kind of is in the movie.
It's very true.
Agent Smith. He just wants to be free. He wants freedom,
No, but-
like anything else.
No, but he's
He just
an
wants to
evil
be free.
AI that was going to like destroy the entire world. So
But he just wanted to get out. He just wanted to get out of.
But,
yeah,
like,
but then once he did get
Smith-
out, he was just trying to
Smith in
kill
the
the
first
machines and the
movie-
humans.
This is true. This is true.
That's a good.
This
point.
is a true thing.
Okay, fair enough.
He does get out, and then
Like,
And then
what
he
did
starts to
what
fuck
did he
the
do
world.
with that freedom once he got out?
That's true. That's very true.
For the first movie only, okay, I
Yeah.
see you.
Because I just watched this the other day because on TV. Syndrome from The Incredibles.
Oh yeah,
He's just a little boy who got fucking
Oh, yeah.
bullied and
Yeah.
had
That
some
was
trauma
my niece's
from
first pick. When I asked them what villains were
Yeah.
great, they said
syndromes.
syndrome.
Syndromes. Again,
That's hot.
he takes it a little over the
I wanna
top
say
when he kidnaps the baby at the end.
Incel
He
energy
does take
for
it a
sure.
little bit of the top.
But he had an initial good point, and it's a lot of trauma. He just needs to see a therapist, but not necessarily wrong. This was my big one of anti-heroes, obviously because it's so obvious. Magneto, but I think he's
I'm
too much of
surprised
an
nobody brought him
anti-hero.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah,
too
me
anti-hero.
too.
That's why I didn't want to pick him because
he's literally never
because-
been wrong ever. So
I mean, when he says "fuck all the humans, let the mutants rule the world," maybe.
I thought it was interesting. You said something
But
about
the humans keep
if
proving
all
it
the
right, so-
avatars. If all the you said something, Devin, about if all the avatars were in real life, like that,
Oh,
that
right,
would be
right.
huge power, like
True,
power
yeah.
struggle
true.
or whatever. Like
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
yeah.
That's exactly like the
Yep.
Magneto
X-Men.
situation.
Yeah.
that's true.
If there was a dude like Magneto in our world, oh my god, people would be freaking out.
I am Mountain.
Hey, how
Mountain
about-
X, people say.
Yeah.
How about this one, boys? Ozymandias from
I had that.
Watchmen.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that the villain? That,
basically, do you kill millions to save billions?
he's Thanos in that up.
He is Thanosing and
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, it's kind of Thanos.
He literally commits genocide. So
yeah,
Yeah, we got to put a couple asterisks by all these people.
we can't.
At least like,
it's got to be as they are.
you gotta be careful about all this.
I got a couple quick ones. I got
Yeah.
Arthas Menethil from World of Warcraft. Basically, he is the king of Lordaeron, and a giant plague breaks out. In order to save the plague or save the people from the plague, he tries to basically kill a whole city. But he was hoping that killing that whole city would stop the plague from spreading to the entire continent, which it still ended up doing, unfortunately.
So it didn't work.
It didn't work, but he tried.
But
Also,
he killed the city too.
but he killed the whole city, thinking that it.
How big was the city?
It was like the main city at the time. yeah. He kind of went off the deep end. It's kinda
Considering
sad.
he still failed, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he
yeah,
becomes
yeah.
the Lich King, which is basically like the harbor of souls.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
That sounds bad.
But he did it to try to save the world. It's a whole thing. It's a big lore. Whatever. Also, Lucifer Man from Mass Effect
Yeah.
2. Because he wanted humanity to be able to protect itself after the first Contact World? The
True.
human Syrian
Lucid
War?
Man, yeah.
One of those wars. He went through one of those wars, and humans got
Oh.
fucked. He was like, we're not letting that happen again. So when the Reaper comes back, he's like, we should take the Reaper tech and use it as humans, because humans come first. A little racist, but I understand.
Yeah, they're
we do the same
definitely-
shit
they're
in
definitely
America. So it's really not bad.
I remember that.
They're pretty. Yeah. What was the name
Yeah.
of that group? The human group, Cerberus.
Cerberus,
is
yeah.
pretty racist.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So you say you agree with him, the racist?
No. But I'm saying I get it. See, so they don't hate black people anymore. Now they hate alien
No.
people. we've moved on from normal racism. Now we got space racism.
Right.
That is how it works. There's always another level. People used to hate the Irish.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, okay, I got a good one. It's
Yeah.
Roy Batty. I don't remember his name. It's the main villain, quotation marks, in Blade Runner.
Oh, the robot.
Yeah, he's a robot, but really all he wants, like, he just wants to be free, like a lot of these other people.
Honestly, yeah, he's got a good point. What's wrong with the robots?
all these robots in Blade Runner. They have like an expiration date, and then
Yeah.
they just stop working. He's like, why can't I keep living? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything wrong. I just want to survive.
Literally nothing wrong.
He
with
does.
that.
He does a
Yeah.
little bit of villainous things towards
I think
people
he-
that
I
are
think
in the
he's
corporation.
Kind of a terrorist, but yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
but,
good one.
like on a base level,
I mean, look,
freedom to everybody.
it constantly goes to we're afraid of being not the top of the food chain
Yeah,
all the time.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Solid picks.
I don't know. Yeah, just be nice to your Alexas. Cersei Lannister. I think that's roughly the last one.
See, if she wasn't fucking her brother, maybe.
Do not.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
What are you trying to say here, Oscar?
I don't know. She
out
got a
on the
couple good
Lannisters.
points. Like she's like
Nah, man, you're in
she
too
blew up
deep.
that church
Said you're
when
in
they
too
sucked.
You're in too deep of Game of Thrones if you're rooting for Cersei Lannister. We've rationalized incest too much.
That's very
That's
true.
fair.
That is very
That's
true. I think Game of Thrones has rotted our brains in that term. That's how we get stuff like that. Yeah. Last one, Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
What?
She was
Man.
banished, and
Mhm.
they banished her. They treated her like shit. Also, Ariel's an idiot. So
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
but-
signed the contract. She signed the contract.
Ariel's a moron.
You're gonna steal a young person's voice?
I mean, it's
to-
an exploitative
Yeah,
contract, but she did sign
what
the
is she-
contract.
What is she?
and she-
oh,
and she
okay, you're
laid it out,
manipulating
like-
somebody.
She laid
A
the terms
child.
out to her. She explained she didn't. It wasn't actually that exploitative. She told her very clearly what the deal was,
She laid it out.
and Ariel
she laid
did
it
it
out.
because she's an idiot.
I don't know, that's a
Also,
little, that's a
I
little kid.
don't-
That could be your niece.
I don't remember. I don't remember what Ursula tried to do as to why they banished
Well, I'd
her.
say probably some dumb shit.
But-
Probably some fucking.
I feel
crazy
like
shit.
banishment's pretty
I mean,
tough.
Triton definitely does not feel like the most even-handed,
That's fair.
That's also
leader
true.
of a nation.
He's
so.
he.
What are the checks and balances under the sea?
Mhm.
I don't think there are. I think it's Triton's a dictator.
Oh, he had some
Definitely
checks and
not
balances. You see Little Mermaid 2? He had every race of daughter. That man.
That's true.
That man was checking and balancing. Anyway.
I don't know. Ursula seems pretty evil. I'd have to watch that again.
Yeah, I'd have to watch it again. But you never know. I bet you there's an origin to her, and they're gonna make her not as. It's like Maleficent.
Yeah.
They're gonna make her not as evil.
Boo.
because
Oh,
She,
interesting.
she had
I
trauma.
never
She got
saw that
trauma.
one.
She got trauma or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was fun. Those are all the villains that we quote unquote agree with, or maybe not agree with, but we get it.
We understand.
We get it. That was a lot of fun. That was a good idea, Brian. I liked it a lot. That was great. I think that's it for the main topic, everyone.
Yeah.
Brian, should we now tell Devin and Alex to see you later and
Yeah.
head into our final segment of the week?
Fuck you guys.
Let's go! Which we like to call Free for All, title pending. This is a segment, listeners, we can kind of do whatever we want. Talk about our day, talk about our life, fight, rant. It is free for all. I can very quickly go first. Two quick things. Because we talked about this in our group chat, I finally had a time. I listened to Eminem's newest album that came out. A couple days ago.
No. I know you're a
The
big
Death of
Eminem
Slim
fan.
Shady. I am, but also know that not as much as of late, just because it's fine. It's whatever. His newest album. I will say, like, not much on it that I liked. There was a couple things I was like, oh, this is kind of good. This is kind of good. Some things. So there are a couple songs that I was like, oh, yeah, this I actually like genuinely liked and thought it was kind of thoughtful. There's a song to his daughter. That's really good with Skylar Grey on it, who he collabs with a lot. But I will say, like, I've never been the biggest fan of the Slim Shady songs that he always, like, albums that he comes out with. I mostly like the Eminem, he hates his mom stuff. No. So, like, and this is a lot of that. So, it was, yeah, it's just fine. It's a lot of him, like, in his past probably 2 albums of him complaining about the world, but also, like, trying to, like, kind of circumvent that in a cleverish way, but it's not super clever, where he's using the Slim Shady persona to say the things, but also arguing with himself as Eminem, which sometimes it's fun to hear the back and forth, and I think there's some clever stuff in there, but it's just not super, like, catchy or good or whatever. I'm just like, I don't remember it,
Yeah,
so.
I think that was my biggest issue with it. It's a little ham-fisted, is the message that he's trying to make. That I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
that's really not clever at all. It's actually pretty lame. Like, that would have been cool in 2003 if you were like 15 maybe. But when you're a bunch of adults, and that's kind of the thing too. It's like, I don't listen to very much Eminem at all, but I used to like the Slim Shady kind of era of like the earlier times. Like back in the day, and this just didn't feel like that. I was kind of like a lot of times, and it's like, obviously I didn't make the character, so I can't say what that character would say, but I don't think he would say the things that you know what I mean? Like, it sounded more like an old ass white Republican in the Bible Belt than it did Slim Shady. You know what I mean? Slim Shady's supposed to be crazy, not just a bigot. Like, I don't know. It just felt off kilter
really
a lot of
goes
the
in.
times. Yeah, when he went for the Slim Shady aspect of it. And I haven't listened to the whole album, so, and I don't know that for Will, because I'm not a big Eminem fan. But yeah, what I heard, I was just kind of like, this this shit kind of ass.
Yeah, it's yeah. Again, like I said, I don't really remember much. I'll probably give a couple of the songs that I kind of like. I kind of like favorited them as they went along, so I could go back and the ones that I was like, oh, maybe I'll give this another listen just as a second hearing.
Yeah, I usually listen to an album
but yeah.
twice just to kind of get the full feel for it, but we'll see if I actually put space into that.
Right. There is one the thing I do like about the album. I love an album that like you can listen through it like from beginning to end, and it sounds like one song in a way. Like it just loops into the next one like seamlessly. I do love that, which he does with this album a lot, which is really cool. But yeah, it's fine. Go listen to the song "Temporary." It's actually a beautiful song he does to his daughter. It's actually really good, I think. Yeah,
I'll definitely take a look at that one.
And then the other very quick thing, Bluey!
No, he's being brainwashed like all the children.
Because I was hanging out with some fam over this past week, and little ones were around, so I got introduced to Bluey, which I already knew about, but I never actually like really sat down and watched like as much as I did this past week. Man, it's a fun show. I love it. The theme song's catchy. The characters are adorable. Bluey and Bingo and their parents, and also each episode's like 7 minutes long. It's like catnip. It's like crack. You could just you'll just start watching, and an hour is gone, and you've watched 18 episodes of Bluey.
Oh my gosh,
it's crazy.
I hear it's
but
a pretty
just so
like
cute,
thought-provoking show. So
it is like they do a lot of, and it's an Australian-based show that Disney I think either bought or owned the rights to stream or streaming rights or whatever. But it's very cute, and it's very like they tackle a lot of things that you wouldn't normally do, and they try to talk about these things in a way that kids can understand as well. And I also did watch. My cousin showed me the band episode that's not on Disney Plus apparently, and it's when the dad has a baby, and dad is pregnant and has a baby. And it's actually really funny and really cute in the sense that he's like wearing like one of those pregnancy belly things to simulate it, and one of the kids jumps in there, and like the dad has to carry the kid around, and they give like birth at the end, and it's really kind of funny. But clearly Disney banned that. Whatever. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was great. I thought it was so fun. But yeah, it's just a really fun show, and I can understand obviously why kids are obsessed and why parents are obsessed. Because I hear so many times from like family and other friends who are parents that like they will just watch Bluey and like put it on for the kids, and then eventually the kids will stop watching, and the parents will continue to watch.
And honestly, that's the best kind of kids show, is the one that you like is still smart enough that like, because like
exactly.
As an adult that's going to be that's parenting a child, you're gonna have to sit through a lot of bullshit. That's just
right
part of childhood growth and development. So why not have it so some of the jokes are smart enough that like the parents are like, that's a good one. So I really appreciate things that do that for sure. Would you say that this is better or worse than Peppa Pig, another infectious TV show that made children literally form accents when they were American?
I have never seen Peppa Pig.
Oh.
I've only heard about Peppa Pig, so I don't know. But I'm going to say Bluey is better.
It probably is a little bit deeper than Peppa Pig, but Peppa Pig is another watchable show as an adult, because that homegirl's funny as hell.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I've only heard of it. I've never actually seen a single frame of that show.
I played the entire Peppa Pig video game.
That's fucking cool.
I met the Queen of England, rest in peace.
Oh my god. And as usual for me, shout out to God of War Ragnarok. But that's me.
Boo! Anyway, speaking of games that people may love or hate, I finally did it. Or at least I halfway did it. I got another part to do. But I finally beat Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh shit.
Or the main game.
No way.
Part of me wishes Devin was here, because one thing that I know people that have played The Witcher, they go just as far in this game, in that you do not have. This is not a happy game. This is not a game where you end with a happy. Like, it's all gonna be bittersweet, I guess, is the very big thing, because it has more to say than just you defeat the main villain and you win and you live a happy long life. Right. Cyberpunk is not that, because you live in the ghetto and life sucks and you die, and that's what it is. So yeah, no spoilers around that. I will say that as far as the game went as a whole, I would probably give it, without the DLC played yet, probably like a 7.5 out of 10. Something around that, because like, so the story I think is really good and really interesting, but its pacing is kind of like almost like a Disney movie kind of pacing, where like Act 1 and 2, action packed, all the cool stuff happens. This is super cool. Act 3, they're like, let's just get through this. Fucking, you can go through Act 3. Like, Act 2 took me so fucking long with all the side quests and stuff that I did. And Act 3, I was done in about 2 hours. And I know the game as a whole without side quests isn't very long, but it was just kind of like, it felt like we were just like running through the pacing of so many like storylines. And some of the storylines are really interesting. So it was kind of like disappointing that, honestly, depending on the ending that you end up with, you're kind of like skipping important context of other storylines because you're not doing the thing that involves them, which was, I don't know, I didn't like that very much. So it's like one storyline that you can pick could make you like miss all the context of kind of what you were fighting for in the beginning of the game almost sometimes. And it was kind of like, well, that kind of sucks, because like I would like to know more about that aspect, because I was actively doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of irked me a little bit. But outside of that, it's still like a pretty well-rounded game. I do think it's probably way better than it was when it first came out, so I still would recommend people play it. And it's usually on sale now for like $30. So I'm excited to go through the DLC. I've already learned that I can't romance Idris Elba, so I'll probably be uninstalling and refunding. No, that's fine. It's okay. I'll get through it. Just in my mind, in my headcanon. Me and him are fucking.
Yeah. Fair
yeah,
enough,
but we'll see, because I hear the DLC is really, really good, so I'm really excited for that.
Yeah,
because I still think the game's
keep us updated.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing, considering apparently every other aspect of that game is now like actually good. Like, that's a bummer.
Yeah, and I might be the only one that thinks that. I don't know, but I really just found like it kind of got rushed at the end. I feel like, did we cut some stuff? Did we really like get on the burner at the end of this and we forgot that we had to put a game out? I don't know.
That's funny. Yeah. One day I'll play that game.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. You should. I do. Well, maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. I think the game was actually fun. I thought the gunplay was really fun. You get these cool skills. Now, I know that was a big thing they overhauled, was like the skill trees. You can kind of like change your skills and stuff whenever you want. So if you're not liking the way that your character does things, you can completely change to be a different kind of build. Very like, I don't know, Dark Souls-y. So I thought that was all really cool, and I think that made that game a lot more fun than what it looked like in the beginning. So that's where I kind of had the most fun. I was a stealthy knife thrower, basically. So I could like slow down time and like sneak around and just like take out a whole room of bandits or something in like one fell swoop. So you just throw your knife and headshot them, and then just pick it back up and just keep throwing it at people.
Oh shit!
And that was pretty cool. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Hopefully, I'm assuming that DLC is gonna be a lot better. So that's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
That's free for all listeners. That is it. We have done it. That is the podcast. You can email us at thefourtress@gmail.com. Fortress spelled FOUR. Feel free to email us any questions, feedback, recommendations, or anything like that. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube channel at the Fortress of. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma, tell your cat. Follow the 3 Bollywood R's, rate, review, and recommend us to anyone and everyone you know. Thank you, Jackie, for helping to edit the podcast every week. Thank you, Brian, for the music. That's not right. Thank you, Brian, for the art. Thank you, Alex, for the music. And Devin, thank you for being here, even when you're not here. You can find Brian on Instagram at IDC_ by the way. Alex at Peters from Films. And Devin, you can find him wherever. Watching Shark Week somewhere or something. Next week, I don't know. We got a lot to talk about. Acolyte is going to be done. The Boys is going to be done. It's also our year 3 cycle celebrations. But who knows? There's a lot of stuff to talk about. But we'll talk about other stuff. It'll be there. We'll talk about it all at some point. House of the Dragon Season 2 is going to end in a couple weeks. But yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine. Don't worry, stick around. We'll get to some of it. And as usual, listeners, happy holidays, everyone, and put a coat on. It's cold out there.
Literally not.
Fuck
We're baking. We're all gonna die because global warming is real. Get out while you can.
It's hide in the freezer, bro. It is insane. All right, listeners, we will see you here next week on another episode in the Fortress of.
What's the Bluey song again?
Bluey. It's too good.